All right, guys, welcome to eApp training. This is Jared Henderson with Family First Life Legendary. You're probably watching this video because you're getting ready to get out in the field and start helping some clients, start helping some families. And what I want to do really quick is just walk you through an eApp with our platinum partner, Americo. It's our #1 carrier. And kind of just show you, what it looks like, what to expect, and then kind of what to expect with the other carriers, okay? But first off, I want to take you to our new agent website. If you haven't been to this website already, you need to go to it. Make sure you bookmark it. You're going to be using it a lot. Is legendarynewagent.com. Okay, so legendarynewagent.com. And what you're going to do is you're going to come here to the toolbar where it says Agent Hub. You're going to click that, and it's going to take you to another page where it's going to give you an option of carrier portals. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come down here in the bottom right, click carrier information, and this is going to give you all the other carriers you're going to want to register for. Okay, now if you haven't gotten a writing number with them, obviously you'll have to wait to get your writing number in order to register for their sales portal, their to register and be able to access their e-apps and their dashboard and all that. But I would highly recommend making a list, writing this down somewhere, putting your agent numbers and your logins next to each other so that way you know where to find them and you don't lose them. It's a pain in the butt because you're going to get a password, a login, and with each one of these companies. You're going to have a separate portal for each one of these companies, okay? So super important. There's nothing worse than an agent coming on board and going inside a home and not being prepared and telling me a client has certain health issues and I tell them they need to write this carrier and they don't have it. Or, oh, I never registered for that one, right? Go ahead and probably kiss that sale goodbye because now you're inside the client's home. It takes longer. It just shows you're unprofessional, you're unprepared. It gives off bad vibes. It could kill the sale for you, right? Which could be potentially $1,000, $2,000. So don't be that guy or girl. Prepare, okay? If you don't know how, ask your upline, ask the person that hired you. But what's great about our companies is they're A-rated companies, they're billion-dollar companies. So if you don't know, all you got to do is call and ask. They have a line, a sales desk line. Each one of them do that. If you have a question about product or the e-app, just call them up and they'll walk you through it. They'll help you, right? That's what they're there for. We as FFL, we're here to help show you guys how to sell the products, like sales and pitches and all that. But rely on the companies for the e-apps, the technology, the product knowledge. That's what they're there for, guys. They rely on us to market their products, to sell them. Independent marketing organization, okay? Rely on the companies. Now, getting started is if you go to each one of these carriers, it's a full access link. So it has the login, the phone number, everything you need with each carrier. Okay, so just know you will have to register for each one of these companies. Pay attention to your email. They're all going to get sent to your email. And make sure, obviously, you're calling the carriers once you fill out your contracting, as Alexis should be telling you, or your hiring director, is if you haven't gotten a writing number from them, call them. Figure out why you haven't gotten a writing number. We're not calling them. You will need to call the carrier and figure out why you're not contracted yet. Okay, so enough of my rant. We're going to go to Americo, okay? When you go to Americo, it's going to look like this. This is your home page. Come over here to the right-hand side. Americo is the only company that actually does this. You're going to go to web demo version, okay? And that's going to take you to the screen right here. It's on the right-hand side. Scroll down. Now, when you log into Americo, you're going to click Agent Login. Don't click Sales Connection. Click Agent Login. Again, it's going to take you to this. Down here on the right-hand side, Sales Connection web demo version. And this screen should pop up. You're going to see this yellow strip. That is to tell you this is the demo, okay? Now, the real sales connection where you're actually going to do real business at, looks like this. There's no yellow strip. Make sure you're on this one when you go to actually write a policy, guys, please. Because if you sell it on this one, on the demo, it won't go through. This is where you practice, okay? So just make sure you're on a demo. And what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and get a new e-app. And what I like about Americo's Sales Connection tool is if you come in here, you can type in a date of birth. And it's going to tell you based on the age of what products you can and cannot write. So you can't mess it up. Okay, so you've probably already seen the video of product training or whatever. This is even an extra security factor to where you can't mess it up. It's going to tell you what you can and can't get. So Eagle Premier, we can't get that its whole life. It starts at age 50. Everything else we can write, right? Everything else is right here. So let's say we type in, let's say we change the year to 1952, right? It's probably going to take some products away. Right, so now we can only write Eagle Premier, Term 100, 125, Payment Protector. And it tells you what the product is right here. Simplified issue whole life with level or greater death benefit. And again, guys, we're not mad at you, but a lot of agents, they go, what's Eagle Premier? What's Term? It's like, if you just went on the website and just looked at this, it will literally tell you what it is, right? Or you can call the company, call the sales department. They will literally tell you exactly what the product is, how it works, how to sell it, all that great stuff, okay? So let's go with 10, 15, 1987, right? And let's do a CBO 100. That's my favorite product with Americo. It's a term policy. They get all their money back at the end. We're going to do Bob Smith. Okay. Create. All right. Now, again, we're on the demo. Okay. So this is not a real e-app, but it's identical to the other one. It looks exactly the same, works exactly the same. And the reason this is so important is so you can practice, guys, so you're comfortable when you get in the home, right? So type in an agent number. Oh, it's not my agent number. All right, it'll recognize you in the system. So it's going to tell you who you are, right? So that's also a cool feature because now you can't type in the wrong agent number, right? So if you don't know your agent number, it'll tell you like, hey, this is who this agent number belongs to. So let's say middle initial J. All right, so this is what the e-app looks like. As you see, here's your tabs over here, insured products, so it tells you where you're at in the e-app. And it's got the little red mark next to it, so that tells you, you can't move on. So we're just going to make some stuff up here. Main Street, Orlando, Florida, 32751. It's address to P.O. Box, no. Have they lived at their current address less than 6 years? Typically put no. Single, married, say married. Let's ask for social. I'm going to put Alexis' social in here, just kidding. All right, phone number. Right here, I don't think I've ever done an app and clicked this, so that should be no. Click here, so you don't have to click that. Here's my phone number, 585-5149. Okay, put in your email. They have you re-verify it just to make sure nothing got fat-fingered. And just so you guys know, when you're in the home of the client, if a client ever asks you, like, why do they need my email? It's not so they can market to them or send them junk spam email. It's just in case their phone number gets disconnected or they might move, right? They don't have their same address. An email is just a third method of contact to reach a client. Maybe their bank draft changed, maybe they had a payment not go through, or maybe they had a death claim, and this is a way you can get to them if they had a number change and they didn't update you as the agent. So we'll say Arizona, we're employed. Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen. They have to be a U.S. citizen for America, just so you know that. Some carriers are a little different. You'll need to learn that. Let's say I'm an administrator, annual salary. Let's say I make $35,000 a year. Let's say I'm 5'10", 170. Okay, so do you have nicotine use, right? It's going to ask you occasional, less than 10 cigarettes a day. Can't even talk today. I typically write this as a non-smoker product, but if they are a smoker, you'll need to answer that. If the proposed insured is not a current nicotine user, have they used them in the past? Say no. They smoke marijuana? No, I'm pretty sure they take it, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right. Now it's going to take us to the product information, right? So you'll probably most likely know what product you're writing because you probably already quoted them. If you haven't quoted them and you're running them through the eApp system to see if they qualify for the product first before you quote them, which is a pretty smart idea, I'm going to be honest. And most of my appointments nowadays, I don't even show pricing until I run them through the eApp to make sure they're eligible. So if you're doing that and you're trying to figure out, what they can afford or whatever, you can calculate the premium right here off the eApp. You can also go to quote.americo.com and you can run a quote there. So CBO, choose your period. Again, this is cashback option. This is the return of premium term policy. Let's just do 30 years, face amount, 150,000. Let's say I'm doing a mortgage protection. They get a mortgage for 150 grand. It's got the client's date of birth, all that, so you can verify. Policy effective date. Almost every policy I do is effective immediately. However, if you have that client, they just can't pay today, they can't do it till next week, whatever, you can change that date right here because the effective date is the policy date it's going to go into effect and the insurance company is going to draft the client's bank account. So let's say we want to change it to July 2nd, all right? You will still get paid as the agent, but the client will not be covered. It's super, super, super important to advise them of that is if they die, if it's today, June 27th, and they die tomorrow in a car accident, but their coverage doesn't start till July 2nd, there will be no coverage in place. Make sure they understand that. A lot of people, it's funny, they can't afford it, then you tell them they're not covered, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can afford it. Yeah, it's fine. So make sure they know that. You don't want to be that agent to not tell them that, and you put the app through, the guy dies, and you go, oh, sorry, yeah, there's no coverage in place. And then now you have to explain to his crying, upset wife that just died with 2 kids that they have no coverage because you wanted to put a draft date on it. So all these boxes, I typically leave these alone because it comes included with the extra riders and whatnot. But you can add accidental death if you want. Children's term insurance, I don't really mess with that. I just do a separate policy through Mutual of Omaha, waiver of premium, disability income. I don't mess with this stuff, guys. I'd recommend staying away from it. It can hang your policy up and keep it from getting approved, the client getting covered, you getting paid. It's not worth it. You have to click calculate. A lot of agents, they don't click calculate and it won't let them move forward. So like if I come up here and I change the death benefit, this happens to a lot of agents. Let's say I change it to 120,000, okay? Results may no longer correspond to the case inputs because it's saying, hey, you changed something. You gotta click update. You gotta click calculate to update the case, right? It'll let me click next, but it won't let me go forward after this. As the content of this page will not be available till the validations on the previous page are solved. So it's saying, hey, dummy, go back and fix the mistake. So go back, click calculate again because I'm calculating at 120,000. Now it's only $70 a month. All right, so this is where you can kind of quote the client, hey, John, you're going to be roughly $70 a month. Now, in this e-app, you're going to see here in a second where it says initiate underwriting. Okay, so I'm going to have to finish this up because the iPad's going to die. But they sign a HIPAA form and the Americo e-app starts running their medical background while you're sitting there with them. Okay, so a lot of times what I do, okay, is I'll just type in a dummy number here, 120,000, 200,000. That's probably not the actual amount I'm going to write the client, just so I can get through this stage, right? I might end up writing 250, but I might just write just 120, click calculate so I can move on, right? And I'll show you why. So when we click next, we're gonna click sign authorization. This is where the client signs. You can do tablet or email. Email is if they're in another state or whatever you're selling over the phone. Tablet is if you're in front of them. So I would recommend getting a stylus for an iPad or touchscreen if you don't have one. You click sign. Okay, allow, scroll down. It's not giving me my checkbox. There it is, confirm. Okay, so you're gonna scroll down, click where it says sign, looks just like DocuSign. Sign your name, whatever, finish, okay. They just signed a HIPAA, so as soon as you click okay, now they have the HIPAA. It gives them access to start checking the medical background. The reason this is nice is you can be running the medical background by the time you leave, the client's approved or declined. So you know before you leave if the client's getting coverage or not. It's extremely nice. It's nice for the client because it puts them at ease. And it's nice for you as an agent and as a business owner because now you don't have to worry about going back a week later to get amendments or new applications or driving an hour and a half back for an application that should have been done already. Like if it gets declined, you can go to another carrier while you're still in front of them. So it's really nice. So we're going to go ahead and just do all these no. All these should be no. If you answer yes, it will kick the app. So they do have to be healthy to get Americo term. They'll take like high blood pressure, cholesterol. That's really it. They'll do some diabetes. They can't be on a bunch of different medications. This bottom question, yes. Do you have a valid driver's license? Yes, they sneak that one in on you. No, I've not been convicted for felony. All right, so it's going to ask all the health questions. Coronary artery disease, COPD, all that stuff, right? Obviously, you have to ask your client that, but for time's sake and video purposes, we're going to answer no. And obviously, you're already going to know a lot of these answers already because you probably already asked the client these questions, and that's why you're writing this product. They do have some health questions on here, guys, so it does just take a second. And once we get to the health, guys, it's pretty much beneficiary, payment information, you sign, and it's pretty much done for the most part. Right here, the doctor information, this is extremely important. They have to have a doctor. I have some clients that don't have a doctor. I put a walk-in clinic that they went and saw last. That's the most accurate thing they got, then that's it. So ABC walk-in clinic. Don't check this because they will not qualify. I mean, if you can check it, but they won't get coverage. Check here if it's the same above. Typically, it's the same address. So 123 Main Street, Orlando, Florida 32751. Type in some random phone number. Okay, next. All right, so guys, here is so replacement. No, we're not replacing anything. Most of the time, you aren't. Owner information. So the self is going to be owner because back where it asks us on insured right here, it's going to ask us, hey, are you going to be the owner? We put yes, right? So owner information, self. Do you wish to designate another person's secondary addressee? I typically put no. You can if you want. New individual for primary beneficiary. You got your primary up here, and then you got your contingent. So let's add a primary. Let's do 100%. You can do as many as you want. Billy John, 99, okay, glitching up here, child, that's all that's required, so we're just going to go next for time purposes. This is going to ask for the banking information. Now, guys, super important. This isn't about in-home or anything, but in the in-home, I tell them, hey, we're going to need a voided check. We have to have a valid checking and savings account, right? So payer, Bob J. Smith. Is this a business account? No. Checking. And you have to do it this way, guys. They don't do prepaid. They don't do money orders. It comes out automatically, right? So that's just my bank's routing number. I know that. See, it won't even let you move forward if the account number is wrong, right? So okay, it's got the draft date on there, the monthly premium again. I like to reconfirm that with a client. Just going to show you when the draft's going to come out. The second, go next. Are you related? No. If you write Americo on a family member, they will pay you as earned. Just know that. Mutual of Omaha is the only company that will pay you on a family member. So if it's a family member, I wouldn't write Americo. I'm going to put no. No. Do you authorize? Yes. That needs to be yes. Yes, you witness their signatures. Yes, they respond to each question. Yes, you saw a government ID. Put in your state license number. If you're doing a split with an agent, you can do that here, whether it's 10, 20%, whatever. If you put yes, it'll ask who the agent's name is, all that good stuff. What split? We're going to put no because this sale's mine. Just kidding. Tablet. So this is where they do the final signature. So this is where they're going to sign, again, stating all their information is true and correct to their best knowledge and not committing fraud or misrepresentation. All the information they've given you is right. So same thing, I agree, confirm. All right, you're gonna sign. Now guys, let me show you a trick. So let's just say mother's maiden name Smith. Once you click on these, the second one you can click use previous. It just makes it way quicker. So once the client signs the first one, I just go in there, use previous. It's way easier. It makes it go by way faster. So I don't have to sign each individual one. If you're dealing with older people, they can't stand technology. So just save them some time and frustration. All right, you're gonna click on your signature next. Click sign. I agree, confirm. All right, so you're gonna sign as the agent. Okay. Same thing, use previous. All right, and you see how quick this goes, guys. Like once you practice this, like I tell people, I'm like, you can be in and out of a house in 30 minutes. And that's it, you're done. Click OK. And it's gonna give you guys a decision. So all we got check marks over here. If something needs to be done, it's gonna tell us. Policy number right there at the top right-hand corner. It's gonna submit to the company, and guys, that's it. I like to leave them with my credibility sheet with all the carriers on it, my business card. You know, I let them know how much coverage they got and all that. Make sure you click submit. Super important, guys. We have a ton of agents and new agents a lot that will write the case and they won't hit submit. They're like, hey, I haven't gotten paid. And it's been a week. You know, I'm like, did you hit submit? They're like, of course I hit submit. And I'm like, all right, well, log in and check. And then they log in and they're looking at the screen. They're like, oh, I didn't hit submit. I'm like, yeah, you got to hit submit. So hit submit, and it's done. Right here, congratulations, the underwriting review of this application for life insurance has been completed and has been approved for coverage. That is not going to happen every single time. They might get declined, but it's going to tell you. So this is why we write Americo, guys. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Hopefully you get enough out of this. And guys, you need to do this with every company. Practice the e-app. Please. Practice every e-app. You don't want to be that agent that goes into the home and doesn't know what they're doing. Practice it. If you need help, call the company. They'll walk you through it. Register for each carrier. Learn the portals, learn where to access everything, know where to find the e-apps, know what you're doing. You're professional. So hope this helps, guys. Watch this video, watch it as many times as you need to, and go make a bunch of money. Later, guys.